Rail union strike will create a crippling economy. Industry officials warns. This is the book of Exodus, chapter 10, verse 7. And Pharaoh's servants said unto him, How long shall this man be a snare unto us? Let the men go, that they may serve the Lord their power. Knowest thou not yet that Egypt is destroyed? So with that, giving all praises, glory, and honor unto YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI. YAHAWAH is the name of the Heavenly Father, in whom the world is ignorantly called Jehovah, or Yahweh. And YAHAWASHI is the name of his only begotten Son, in whom the world has ignorantly called Jesus Christ, in whom we do worship. We are the Hebrew Israelites, which consist of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native American, and Seminole Indians, to the 12 tribes which are scattered abroad. Greetings, giving double honors unto my apostles, my elders, and my teachers at Great Millstone that are ruling well and continue to do so, that taught me and brothers like me this truth, this beautiful truth, beginning with the names of our power and of his anointed. Now these are the two most important things you will ever know: the name of the Heavenly Father and the name of his only begotten Son, to call upon in these last and troubling days and be saved, and to see the power thereof. Okay? The name of the Heavenly Father is YAHAWAH. Yah, meaning he. Hawa, meaning exists, or is, or is to be. He is, he exists, he, the existing one. And in the name of his only begotten Son, a name above every name, given amongst men here on earth, to the Israelite man first, and also to the believer, consisting of women, children, helps of the prophets, and those that have faith. The name YAHAWASHI. Yah meaning he, Hawashai meaning deliverer and savior. And that is exactly what he will come and do for the second time in physical form as an angelic force. And we shall be changed. We shall not all sleep, which means die, but we shall all be changed. And we shall fashion a body like unto his glorious body. The Lord's willing, I'm one of those men. But this is what we do best. We prophesy, we edify, and we teach. We are a snare unto this place as Moses and Aaron was to the ancient Egyptians. Because even the officials of Egypt were telling the Pharaoh, how long is this man going to be a snare unto us? A trap, man. Because the words that Moses and Aaron were speaking were of YAHAWAH, the Almighty One, the Heavenly Father. Why YAHAWASHI? Because the death angel that went into Egypt was who? The Lord's Son. And that's who's going to come into this modern Egypt and destroy the wicked and ungodly and 2/3 of our own people, okay, by way of laser fire and those missiles, all right, which the Lord's Spirit is going to be in those missiles. But let me read this here in this article. It says, after a fourth U.S. railroad union rejected an agreement with their employers brokered by the Biden administration and reignited fears of a nationwide rail worker strike, one spokesman for the rail companies claimed they're ready, willing, and able to reach new negotiations. And it goes to show you, because you would think this, they would have threw this under the bus. It's not going to happen, you know, happy holidays and all that crap. But no, it keeps coming up. It's a looming thing. It's like the Lord is not letting up on this thing. Every other article, whether it be the defunding of the police or these horrific murders or killings or deaths, this rail worker strike keeps popping up. Every other article, boom, that. It might mention something with Ukraine, the European Union, Holland breaking off their sanctions with Russia, and then boom, this rail strike comes up constantly. So, hey, the Lord is not letting it up, man. The Lord is saying that he's going to bring this. He did it in ancient Egypt. He's going to bring it in this new Egypt. And I'm going to call this lesson, Lord's willing, Egypt is destroyed, man, because going all the way back to the 60s, my man, what was that dude? Frank Hoffa. No, Jimmy Hoffa. I said Frank Hoffa. Jimmy Hoffa, right? The leader of the truckers union in the 60s, right? With the late 50s, early 60s, around that era. And he said, if the truckers stop, America stops. And he was right on the money. But look at it, almost 30 to 40% of the locomotion and things moving is by railroad. Not just trucks, but railroads. You see? So this place is done. Let me get the plague where the Lord struck the Nile. You get that. That's what the officials were saying to Pharaoh when Moses and Aaron was up in there, and it was plague after plague. And the plague that made them really say that was when the Lord sent the locust up in there. If America or if Egypt at that time wasn't already through, it was through by that time. And there was still yet more plagues on the horizon. Okay. Just the river stink. Okay, because everything is going to stop, man. Why you think they call the money currency? Because it's like a water current. It's constantly flowing, moving. But if it stops and it's stagnant, then everything dies. Everything's dead. Okay? Let's think. Okay. Getting a little excited. Here we go. Let's go. I'll start. Yeah, because the more and more you come out saying that we're not the people of the Lord, the more and more is the Lord striking this place. And all other places where you've laid your wicked ass foot, Esau, Edom, you self-proclaimed white people. The more and more you say that we're not the people, the more and more is being manifest that we are the sons of the living power. Because who's out there prophesying, beginning with our apostles and elders? Who's out there standing strong? Who's out there holding up that shield of faith, having a whole armor of YAHAWAH, YAHAWASHI? Who's out there? Our people, so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and the confusion of faces, but they're all with us. They're cleaving to the house of Jacob. And you can't say, oh, the black Hebrew. No, because you got some of our members, which are Israelites according to blood. They look like so-called white people. They may look like one of the small hats. They look Asian. They look, they look like an East Indian. They look different. They look like the nations where they hail from. They look like a Japhetic person. But they're all Israel. We're all speaking the same thing. They're cleaving to the house of Jacob as we're cleaving to the house of Jacob, because that's where we come from. That's who we are. So the more and more you say that we're not the people, the more and more you say we're anti-whatever, the more and more the Lord is plaguing the hell out of your nation. Okay? This is Exodus 7:14. I'll read from here. And the Lord said unto Moses, Pharaoh's heart is hardened. He refuses to let the people go. And that's where these the economists, the president, Biden, his administration, their minds are hardened. No, we can't just let them be out there. No, this ain't gonna be a strike. No, what they saying is wrong. Even years ago, what was that? 2020? It had to be 2020, where this dude Biden got on the news and he was about to say great millstone. He said, we will not let these great milestones or millstones have our pretty much dictate our public mourning. Hey, 144. But he mentioned great millstone. All right, I'm gonna play this little clip. But let me read on down. This is Exodus 7 and 15. Get thee unto Pharaoh in the morning. Lo, he goeth out unto the water. Right? Because they said this administration is pro-union, and the union has everything moving. They have the currency of the money moving. People prefer a Republican president over a Democratic one, but since this is a Democratic president, so to speak, he's pro-union. He's pro the people. He's pro businesses. He's pro labor, whatever. But yet, under his watch, it was the Great Resignation. Under his watch was it the Great Resignation when he was in there? Yeah, I believe, he was the president when the Great Resignation came in. All right, if I'm not mistaken. Either or, doesn't matter who the president was, but I believe under Biden, things got increasingly worse. All right, when it comes to the economics and everything moving. Okay, now it reads on Exodus 7 and 15. Get thee unto Pharaoh in the morning. Lo, he goeth out into the water, and thou shalt stand by the river's brink against he come. And the rod which was turned to a serpent shalt thou take in thine hand, and thou shalt say unto him, the Lord YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, power of the Hebrews, have sent me unto thee, saying, let my people go, that they may serve me in the wilderness. And behold, hitherto thou wouldest not hear. See, because the Lord already told Moses, I'm going to harden his heart. He ain't going to listen. But you go tell him anyway. Because we tell all you world leaders that you're going down, World War III is coming, that the allies of America is going to break off and turn against him, that the Russian, that bear was going to wake up from his hibernation and come on the attack, come on the offensive, be a guard unto these weaker nations, and the weak shall say I am strong. Then we said there's going to be an economic crash. We've been telling you all these things. Thus saith the Lord. And nobody has believed, but, the believers. But everybody else is through. And now you're starting to feel the repercussions of it. All right. Now this is Exodus 7 and 17. Thus saith the Lord YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, in this thou shalt know that I am the Lord, YAHAWAH BAHASHAM. Behold, I will smite with the rod that is in mine hand upon the waters which are in the rivers, and they shall be turned to blood. And that's funny because the Lord smote the Nile with the blood because they threw our male children, our male babies into the river for the alligators to eat them. All right, but they kept the women, the girls, alive, but they killed the men. So the Lord sent that as a strike back against Egypt. Like, okay, since you killed my sons and you won't let my firstborn go, I'm going to strike this Nile with the blood of my people that you spilled in this river. I'm going to turn it to blood, and it's going to kill everything in the river, and the river is going to stop. It ain't going to flow anymore. See that? And that's why in another place it says, miserable are the cities which thy children served. Slavery. Now these same cities are through. They're either ghost cities, destroyed, dead, dying, in economic woes, homelessness, or whatever. The Lord is doing that, man. The Lord have done it. Just as the Lord struck the Nile as a statement of what they did unto our sons, the Lord is striking this new Nile, which is the economy. Because you got to remember, the first thing on Wall Street was who? Us. We were a commodity. So-called Negroes, West Indians, Haitians, also the native tribes, beginning with Gad, okay, which is the North American Indians, Reuben, Issachar, and other tribes, man, were on those auctioning blocks where they were human chattel. Okay, there were things to be bought and sold. We were as things to be bought and sold, and the Lord seen this. So now the Lord is getting you back through what made you rich, free labor. So now those labor unions are striking against your ass, saying, no, we ain't doing a damn thing until we reach negotiations. But you will never reach negotiations because the Lord have said that he's going to destroy Egypt. Okay? Now, reading on. And the fish that is in the river shall die, the river shall stink, and the Egyptians shall loathe to drink of the water of the river. See? And it's funny because this modern day Nile, which is this economy, this currency, the moving and the flow of money, most people don't really want to buy. They don't want to go out and spend like they do in the regular holiday season because they either ain't got the money or the money they do have, they gotta think. They gotta, damn, okay, either I spend it on the gas, heating, or food, or on gas to get around, or food, or heat, or whatever. They're loathing. All right. It says, verse 19, and the Lord, YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, spake unto Moses, say unto Aaron, take thy rod and stretch out thine hand upon the waters of Egypt, upon their streams, upon their rivers, upon their ponds, and upon all their pools of water, that they may become blood, and that there may be blood throughout all the land of Egypt, both in vessels of wood and in vessels of stone. So this blow to the economy is felt in the pockets from the consumer to the driver, to the buyer, to the buyer, the seller, the broker, everybody, and to the people that's actually buying these products that's being shipped on these railroads. They're all feeling it, just like when the Lord struck the Nile. It wasn't just the Nile River and the water in the river, but it was the water in the vessels throughout all Egypt that was already filled up from the river, and whatever vessel was filled, it turned to what? Blood. It was all felt. All the Egyptians felt that same blow. Man, let me get that from the Same. Bear with me, brothers. Oh, Salaki. No distractions. Same man. Believe that's how it goes. Apocrypha. Okay. See here. Bear with me, brothers. I know it's Wisdom of Solomon. Let me see here. Forget where it is, though, and I forgot how it was worded. Wisdom of Solomon, 17. Let's get here. All right. Now, this is going deeper in detail into ancient Egypt and how they was feeling it. Best believe that. Bear with me, brothers. Bear with me. Bear with me, brothers. I know it's in 17 someplace. Bear with me, brother. I'm gonna find this. Bear with me. All right, Akim, I found it, and let's get it going here. Now, the Lord is through Solomon breaking this down, who we know is Yahawashi. He's breaking down how the Lord benefited his people, and then he destroyed the enemies of our people, the Egyptians, Mizraim, at this time. So while this place is falling down, this kingdom, we're going to be feeling certain of the blunts of this place falling down. But the Lord is still going to benefit us that believe, and he's going to be destroying our enemies at the very same time. Now, this is Wisdom of Solomon 11:1. She prospered going into wisdom. Their work in the hand of the holy prophet, which is Moses. They went through the wilderness that was not inhabited and pitched tents in places where there lay no way. But you see how the Lord guided our people and kept them in a place where there's nothing out there. How much more in a bustling a metropolis or city? It says they stood against their enemies and were avenged of their adversaries. When they were thirsty, they called upon thee, and water was given them out of the flinty rock, and their thirst was quenched out of the hard stone. For by what things their enemies were punished, see, the Egyptians were punished by thirst too. By the same, they in their need were benefited. See, our people were benefited. Even the ones that murmur, all our people. But at this time, the Lord is going to benefit his elect, not all Israel. Those that want to go down to Egypt for help, you're going to die in Egypt. Many that dwell upon earth shall perish of famine. And I'm going to play this clip from the rail company broker, whatever his name is. But let me read these scriptures. It says, for instead of a perpetual running river, the Nile, it says, for instead of a perpetual running river troubled with foul blood. So the Lord put an end to that currency, that flow, and made it a stop. Pretty much is a stagnant economy because the Egyptians moved their goods up and down the Nile. That strengthened their economy. The modern day Egypt, the Mississippi is the Nile of America. It's drying up. But what else is drying up? The currency, the flow of money, right? The Lord's going to make it stagnant, and that's going to lead to a lot of people being destroyed, because if the money doesn't flow, how are goods going to be moved? How are you going to get things? How are you going to buy things? Order out of chaos. That's what the elites want, but really the author of it, the first author of it, is YAHAWAH BAHASHAM. He's going to bring the order out of the chaos. And after the chaos is done away, many people are going to be dead for their works towards him. But the ones that are going to be benefited and eating and have abundance are his chosen ones, his servants. His Wisdom of Solomon 11:7. For a manifest reproof of that commandment whereby the infants were slain. See, they were thrown into the river. Thou gavest unto them abundance of water, Salakia, by means which they hoped not for. Yeah, because the same water that you destroyed our children, our babies in, the males preferably, is going to be the same thing that's going to destroy your ass. And you're going to be thirsting. You put us on auctioning blocks. You made us a commodity on Wall Street. And now when Wall Street crumbles and crashes, you're going to know, damn, this is because we made them a product of scorn. You're going to be made a product of scorn in the eyes of our power. Okay? You're going to be sold. And it tells you you're going to be sold unto the Sabians, men of stature. It says, declaring, verse 8, by that thirst, then how thou hadst punished their adversaries. See, Jake remembered back to Egypt, like, damn, well, the Egyptians were thirsting as well. And the Lord did not have any mercy on them. Okay? So how much more our people in the wilderness that was murmuring and thirsty, you don't think the Lord was going to give them drink? He did, even the ones that murmured, but how much more the elect in this time? Come on now. Verse 9, for when they were tried, albeit but in mercy chastised, they knew how the ungodly were judged in wrath and tormented, thirsting in another manner than the just. See that? For these thou didst admonish and try our people, because the Lord is our Father, as a father. But the other, the enemies, the heathen, as a severe king, thou didst condemn and punish. Whether they were absent or present, they were vexed alike. Whether you were right there by the Nile River or you were way in Upper Egypt or wherever the hell you lived, you felt the same plague of the Nile being struck with blood. You felt it in your home because you looked in your vessels of water and you were like, what the, this blood, crying, not knowing, like, damn, the same people you have in slavery, this is why this is happening to you. Their God is doing this to you. And not only unto Pharaoh, who knows not God, but all his people were vexed and destroyed in like fashion, in like manner. Okay? That's it. It says, it says, for a double grief came upon them, and a groaning for the remembrance of things past, how they dealt with our people. Now Esau Edom is beginning to feel it. You got a thing called Black Friday, you damn demon, and we know that goes back to slavery. But hey, man, it's about to be a whole bunch of Black Fridays. You okay? That, you know, they used to sell things at a cheaper price. Well, things are being sold. They have to sell these things because they're going to either rot or go bad. But then, do you know that if there's anything else coming after that, after this season, will there be anything left after this weak-ass holiday season, so to speak? I don't think so. Hey, the uproars of the people. This railroad union strike is an uproars of the people. The people you need. You can give a damn about BLM and them rioting or my body, my choice protest. You're more worried about these railroad union people striking. Why? Because they're your labor force. Without them, you can't get nothing moving. With all the money in the world, you are still weak. With all the power in the world we're seeing, you are still weak. Because at the end of the day, you need the labor force. You need the people to work. Just like Pharaoh, he needed Israel, man. That's why he didn't want to let him go. But the Lord's like, no, you're going to let them go. The best believe, I'm going to make you cast them out of your land. You're going to tell them to get out. Hey, that's what it's going to be. Judah shall be a terror unto Egypt. All right, the new Egypt, Babylon the Great, a.k.a. America. It says, for when they heard by their own punishment the other to be benefited, they had some feeling of the Lord, YAHAWASHI, for whom they respected with scorn, when he had long before thrown out at the casting forth of the infants, talking about Moses, him in the end, when they saw what came to pass, they admired. And I began this lesson with that scripture where it's saying, the men of Egypt were telling Pharaoh, how long shall this man be a snare unto us? See, you Edomites hate our apostles, our elders, us brothers, because we're telling you, thus saith the Lord. We don't give a shit what you want to happen. We don't give a damn about your optimistic views and all that crap. We're telling you, thus saith Yahawah BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI. So we're a scorn to you, man. All right, we're Salakia, we're a snare unto you. You can scoff and scorn, but we're a snare unto you. The further you say we're not the people, the further you try to fight against the Lord, the more you're going to fall into his hands. It says, before the foolish devices of their wickedness, wherewith being deceived, they worship serpents void of reason, and vile beasts, thou didst send a multitude of unreasonable beasts upon them for vengeance. So everything you do, the Lord is going to counter it with the judgment. You see? The more you lie, the more the more your tongue falls upon yourself. The more you say we're not the children of the Lord, the more we are seen to be just that, the children of the Lord, the Israelites. The more you say that, no, everything is good. No, we're going to come to an agreement. The more it doesn't come to agreement. The more and more you say you got everything is going good, the more things go bad. See, the Lord is doing that. It says that they might know that wherewithal a man sinneth, by the same also shall he be punished. That's it. So I'm going to play this clip. But before we do, I want to get something else. Oh, yeah. I want to get that in Isaiah, where it says we're going to tell you the counsel of the Lord. Because you saying all this mess in your political arenas or whatever, but we're going to tell you, thus saith the Lord, what he has pronounced against this place. Okay. Yep, right. Right here, verse 12. Isaiah 19 and 12. Where are they? Question. Where are thy wise men? And let them tell thee now. And let them know what the Lord Yahawah BAHASHAM of hosts, of armies, have purposed upon Egypt, America. So let's play this clip.
The president of the Association of American Railroads, Ian Jeffries, joins me now to talk about this. Ian, how does this play out? I mean, do you think we get a deal done before a strike?
Well, good morning, Ashley. Thanks for having me. And I think we need to take a step back and look where we are right now. We've had 8 of 12 unions, 9 of 13 contracts fully ratified, which means those employees and those unions are getting that immediate $16,000 pay raise and 24% over the terms of the contract, and which will result in an average $160,000 wages and benefits for our employees. So we're very pleased we've gotten this far. We do have some work to do with our final 4 unions, and we continue to have those discussions and identify a path forward.
I mean, but the impact could be significant. I was just looking at some of the numbers. Roughly 30% of freight in this country moves by rail. And a shutdown could cost the country about $2 billion a day in lost economic output. So there's a lot at stake. And does that give the rail workers the upper hand?
Well, to your point, that's exactly why we need to do everything we can to avoid an economic crippling work stoppage. That's in no one's interest whatsoever, not our employees' interests, not the carrier's interests, not our customers' interests. We need to keep the network moving. We need to keep the economy moving. And so that's why we stand ready, willing, and able to reach new voluntary agreements. And absent that, we believe Congress might need to be ready to step in, as it historically has.
You know, some of the numbers that our correspondent was mentioning there, Edward, you know, look, wages are pretty high. Now they're wanting a deal that will give them a 24% hike at the end of 2024. I mean, when is too much? I mean, at what point are they going to price themselves out of a job if they're not careful? Because in this environment, that's pretty generous, I would think.
Well, our employees work 24/7, 365 a day and do an amazing job moving America's freight and doing it safely. These are tough jobs, and that's why they're so highly compensated, and they absolutely deserve the compensation that is included in these agreements. And that's why we're so pleased that 2/3, a pattern of unions have ratified these agreements, and that's why it's important we get the last few across the finish line so that our employees can get the compensation they've earned and they deserve for the hard work they do.
Very good. We'll have to leave it there. Ian Jeffries, thank you so much. Hopefully we can avoid a strike. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, like you seen and like you heard. So we got to keep things moving. We got to keep things flowing, right? The Nile has been struck. The Lord is making it stagnant. Okay, He's done it. He has done it. And it said they got like 2/3 of the people to ratify it. But even if they don't get that 1/3, that like the dude said, he's like, it's still, I'm looking at the numbers. I'm looking, it's still danger. America could lose $2 billion a day or an hour. I forgot how he said it, but whether it's an hour or a day, that's still a lot of money. And if ain't nothing moving, even 1/3 of it not moving, that's going to cripple it to a point of no return. So, hey, it is what it is. This is Isaiah 19 and 13. The princes of Zoan, which is these high officials, these brokers, you seen how he mentioned they might have to bring, the Senate or politicians into it, the administration. They might have to come into it as they have historically been called upon to come in and help in these type of situations, but they don't know what the fuck they're gonna do. They don't even know. They're like, all right, say we do come in. Don't mean nothing. It don't mean anything because they got a lot of other problems to worry about any damn way. So it says the princes of Zoan are become fools. The princes of Nope are deceived. They have also seduced Egypt. So these politicians and these brokers and these economists, they're seducing Egypt, which is America, making them think everything is good. But people are actually seeing it at the gas pump. They're seeing it at the stores. They're seeing it in their pockets. They're seeing it at their jobs. If you're one of these people that's about to go on strike, they're seeing it. They're like, nah, fuck that. No, hell no. I don't give a shit what you say. What can you do? And they can't do a goddamn thing, man. So people are getting to the point like, fuck that. Fuck your words. The hell with that, man. My family has to eat. I need fucking heat in my house. I need gas in my car. What the freak is going on? And when this happens, this place is done. Because we're coming into the winter. And it's beautiful out there. Hey, BARAK YAHAWASHI, man. That he's getting America like this. Because America, we know it was them weak-ass demons that blew up them pipelines so they can have the European nations pretty much in their grip. Like, hey, you better not fucking do nothing with Russia. Because if you do, where you going to get your gas and stuff from? We already blew up those pipelines. What you going to do? But it's funny how they did that to cripple them for the winter. But you see how the railroad unions, they're rejecting these agreements that's going to cripple America itself during this winter season. Shalawam la Yahawashi. We just read that in Wisdom of Solomon. Says that the same way a man sinneth, that shall he also be recompensed. Pretty much you're gonna be paid back for the way you sin. You gonna get that. Now this is Isaiah 19 and 13. Reading on, it says, even they that are the stay of the tribes thereof. See, so Egypt has been seduced, America, and even our people that's here in Babylon, okay, they've been seduced too, but not the men of the Lord. We know what the hell is going on because the prophecy states this is going to happen and that's going to happen. The hell with what they saying, but this is going to happen and that's going to happen. This is Isaiah 19 and 14. The Lord, YAHAWAH, have mingled a perverse spirit in the midst thereof, and they have caused Egypt, this spirit that the Lord has sent from the higher ups on down to the lowest guy, is causing Egypt, which is America, to err in everything that is doing. Everything from infrastructure to unions, from unions to economists, from the economists to the schools, from the schools to the churches, from the churches to the stores, from the stores to the populace, to bars, to every goddamn thing. Everything is being hit everything is being everything is staggering, right? And they have caused Egypt to err in every work thereof, as a drunken man staggereth in his vomit. And it's funny because the people have already been throwing up this madness for the past few years, right? The great resignation. People don't want to go to work. People is getting stimulus checks. People are homeless now. Homelessness is spread. Drug overdoses, drug uses. Okay, farmers calling suicide hotlines. All these things is the people vomiting up whatever you telling them to drink down, because they drunk your weak ass wine, and that's all you got for them. They gonna keep throwing up, and now they trying to move, but they fucked up. They're trying to move, and they're slipping and sliding in their vomit, man. And then it was only gonna lead to what? This, verse 15. Neither shall there be any work for Egypt, which the head or tail, branch or rush may do. See that? Ain't gonna be nothing for you, whether you high up or you a low level guy, to do anything. Ain't gonna be no work for Egypt, man. No work for Egypt. Now, let me get something in the blue letter real quick. Because the Lord's gonna break the whole staff of bread in this place. Okay? This is Psalm 105:16, going into Egypt, ancient Egypt. It says, moreover, he called for a famine upon the land. He brake the whole staff of bread. That's it. Man. Isaiah 3:1. For behold, the Lord YAHAWASHI of hosts. For behold, the Lord YAHAWASHI, the Lord YAHAWASHI of hosts. I gotta keep reading it. For behold, this is what the Lord is doing. For behold, the Lord YAHAWASHI of hosts, doth take away from Jerusalem. Jerusalem is a people before it's a place. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. And from Judah, the stay and the staff, the whole stay of bread and the whole stay of water. That's what the Lord is going to start taking away. Because you're not listening, Jake. You think everything is a joke and a game, and it's not. You're going to be the one that's going to be suffering, just like the ancient Egyptians were suffering thirst. Israel was good as a whole. The Egyptians was catching hell from the king to the damn common person in the prison. Okay? But now you of our people that want to go down to Egypt for help, you're going to suffer. Because you want this place to go on when the Lord himself is saying, I'm breaking the whole staff of bread. Not only with a famine of locusts and ain't no food, but he's stopping the production. He's stopping the locomotion of everything moving. Okay? He's hitting it from every angle. This is Ezekiel 4:16. Moreover, he said unto me, Son of man, behold, I will break the staff of bread in Jerusalem, and they shall eat bread by weight. So everything you get in, you like, damn, okay, I only can get that much bread. I can only get this much eggs. Oh, y'all ain't got no eggs anymore? Nah, we ran out, sir. I'm sorry. Oh, we might have some next week, and then you coming in the next week, still don't got nothing. They talking about not having enough turkeys for this weak-ass turkey day that's coming up. And that's beautiful for you idiots. That's beautiful for you damn clowns. Because right now, we're in a feast right now. Hanukkah. Ashar Hanukkah. Happy Hanukkah. And Hanukkah, going into the Hebrew word Hanukkah, meaning dedication or dedicated. Learned man, going back to Enoch's name, Hanawak, or Hanak, dedicated, trained. But then it goes into dedication, Hanukkah, dedication. We rededicated the temple back to the Lord after it was cleansed, after the heathen defiled it. Now our temple, our bodies, these damn heathens try to defile it with all this crap that they put into us from our birth until whatever age brothers have reached to this point. And we have rededicated our temple, which is our body, back to the Lord. We're feasting. We're having a good time. We're celebrating. We're good. You know, yeah, we might go through our little bumps and bruises here and there, but we moving with the punches. We going with them. Okay, we riding that wave. But our people that know not YAHAWASHI, you don't know what the hell is going on. It's only going to get worse for you, because what the prophecy states is that many that dwell upon earth shall perish of famine. All right. Now this is Ezekiel 4:16 again. Moreover, he said unto me, Son of man, behold, I will break the staff of bread in Jerusalem, and they shall eat bread by weight and with care, and they shall drink water by measure and with astonishment. Like, dang, because they say you got to buy your wood, okay? Going into Lamentations, your wood is sold unto you, all right? Because you see winter's coming, you got to buy heat. Like, what the hell? Like, if you don't pay your bills, your heat will turn off. Your energy bill will go off because you're not paying it. You see, it is a lamentation, man. Well, for our people and for other people, but preferably I'm talking to Israel, you so-called Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans. We're here to prophesy unto you, but not only unto you, but unto all nations of what's coming. So you can think it's a joke or a game, but you're going to feel it. When your stomach is touching your back, you're going to feel it. Ezekiel 5:16, when I shall send upon them the evil arrows of famine, which shall be for their destruction, in which I will send to destroy you, and I will increase the famine upon you, and will break your staff of bread. The Lord means this, man. Because you would think, all right, this rail workers strike, that's going to pass, whatever. But it's been going on for maybe a couple of weeks now. Like, damn, I thought, like, you would think it's an old article. Oh, yeah, I already read that. No, it's a new article. It's an updated article about that. They haven't reached agreements. Like the dude said, like 8 out of 9 have ratified their agreements. But then you still got 12 unions in total. So say you have 8, you still have 4 that are not budging. And it's funny, 4 mercy on the elect. But then it's showing that the mercy of YAHAWASHI to 2/3 of his people and to this nation and to all you other people is about to wear thin. The Lord is about to send these plagues. And once they hit, and you shall remain in them. Okay? This is Ezekiel 14:13. Son of man, when the land sinneth against me, and this land has sinned against our Lord. All right? Son of man, when the land sinneth against me by trespassing grievously, then will I stretch out mine hand upon it, and will break the staff of the bread thereof, and will send famine upon it, and will cut off man and beast from it, because many that dwell upon earth shall perish of famine, as I already stated. Now let's get hand of the wicked shall be every hand of the wicked. And we see that with this labor strike. Okay, he's not only from the buyers, but to the carriers and to the consumers, to our customers. Everybody is feeling it, man. Just as in ancient Egypt, from the Pharaoh on the throne to the person in the prison, felt that plague if they were Egyptian, Mizraim. They felt it, man. Didn't matter where the hell you was at, whether you were present or absent. They were vexed alike. All right. Okay. Is it Job? Yeah. Yep, there it is. Because this man, even at the very same time, he's bringing forth his NWO, and he knows what he wants to do. He wants to be like Joseph in ancient Egypt when he foreseen the famine coming, and you seen how all the people had to go to Joseph for grain. They want the people to come to them like Joseph for everything they'll need. But in order for them to get what they need, when money shall fail, what are they going to push forth? The MOTB. That system is going to be set up everywhere. And the only way for you to be put into that system, you're going to have to get the RFID. Okay? In order to move about the city, so to speak. But that's exactly what they're going to do, because the people, just as in ancient Egypt, now, mind you, they had their own lands and things of that nature. And that's when Pharaoh became ruler over all the lands. That's when Egypt became a totalitarian society. Before that, high officials, people of the land, they had their own lands. Okay? Pharaoh didn't own all the land of Egypt. He owned his little plot, and He just ruled over his people. But when Joseph came in and that famine hit that the Lord sent, that's when Pharaoh became a totalitarian. He had total control, so to speak. And that's when Egypt became a totalitarian society where everything was owned by Pharaoh. Because before that wasn't so. And that's what these devils are trying to do in this modern time with this fourth industrial revolution. That everything, it belongs to them. They own everything and they can dish out what they will. And what did the people say to Joseph? We have already given you our cattle and our horses. Buy us and our lands. Buy us and our bodies. We have only our bodies to give. And they became servants of the Pharaoh, or slaves. And that's what the people are going to do. They're going to give their bodies, your hand or your forehead, and you're going to be a slave. But the elect is not going to do such things. We're going to be like Joseph. We foreseen all these things happening, and we're put into the side in the spirit. We're putting our treasures in heaven, and we're getting things here and there that we might need. Not depending on these things, but we're getting things here and there that we might need. We're moving accordingly, and the Lord is going to keep us. But this is Job 20 and 22. In the fullness of his sufficiency, talking about these elites, Esau, Edom, he shall be in straits in a way of difficulty. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. Now let's go into this word wicked, because we gonna get into this little article a little bit, just a little bit. We at with it though. The wicked. We gonna go into the word wicked. Now it could be our people doing wickedness, or it can be the wicked, Esau, Edom, that nation of people, the wicked, or it could just be the word used right here, like the word wicked was used right here. But what is the Hebrew word for it? Aimal. And what does Aimal mean? Let's go into it. Laborer, sufferer, wretched one, laborer, workman, sufferer, toiling. So these people that ain't agreeing with the union, they're a laborer, a sufferer, a toiler, a workman. And they're not sitting still for what these higher ups, the brokers, are offering them to stay on board, to stay with the union, to not go on strike, especially around this particular season. Now let's read a little bit of this article. It says, we need to keep the network moving. Hey, but the Nile was struck. The Nile was a flowing river, right? But once the Lord struck it by Moses and Aaron putting that staff into the river and turning it into blood, the fish died in the river and the river stank, right? But not only the Nile, but every vessel of water throughout Egypt and every Mizraim home and every Egyptian home was it felt. And they were thirsting in another fashion. All right. It says we need to keep the network moving. We need to keep the economy moving. Ooh, that's like the Nile. That was the bread and butter of their economy, to move things up and down the Nile, to trade, to traffic, to move goods. They used the Nile. That was the lifeblood of Egypt, right? But once the Lord struck that, oh man, Egypt was knocked out real quick, gone through. All right, now let's go to back to Exodus 7. Okay, it's beautiful how these things link up. It happened before and it's happening again, just in another form and fashion. Okay, here we go, right here. Let's keep reading this article up top. Association of American Railroads, the AAR, President and CEO Ian Jeffrey said on Varney and Co. Tuesday, and so that's why we stand ready, willing and able to reach new voluntary agreements. And absent that, we believe Congress might need to be ready to step in as it historically has. See, but we already read that the princes are become fools. All right. So we already read the princes have become fools, and they have been deceived, and they have seduced Egypt. See, the Lord has made them foolish, and everything that they bringing forth is wrong, right? So don't think you're going to get help from the weak ass of Biden administration. They already through. All right, it says Jeffrey's comments come just after A fourth rail union rejected a tentative agreement. Fourth, A is for a four. Mercy. The Lord is about to withdraw his mercy from this ugly ass place. He's gonna keep his mercy on his elect, but for 2/3, the mercy of the Lord is about to be gone from you for being stupid and trusting in man and not in the Lord. And then America, you're already done. You're through. The Lord has been you've been holding on by a very thin thread, and now the Lord about to cut that thread, and you about to be completely through. All right. Says Jeffrey's comment comes just after a fourth rail union rejected a tentative agreement with the nation's major freight railroads, raising the prospects of a nationwide strike that could kneecap the economy in the middle of the holiday season. Beautiful. BARAK YAHAWAH. BAHASHAM. Hey, and guess what we're celebrating? The rededication of the temple, Hanukkah, right? And our defeat of Esau, Edom, and our defense against the heathen. Woo! Hey, because it tells you, the Lord said that his servants are going to eat. It said that the heathen shall envy thee, but shall be able to do nothing against thee. Woo! I'm going to get that, Lord's willing. Oh, man. Let me go and get that. Okay. Let me get that the dedication real quick. Since we in that time, we're going to dedicate this time. We dedicate our time to YAHAWASHI. I don't know about the rest of our people. They just waste goddamn time. But here we go. Start right here. This is what we doing right now. If you can do it, do it. Hey. This first Maccabees 4:55. Then all the people fell upon their faces, worshiping and praising the power of heaven, who had given them good success. And so they kept the dedication of the altar 8 days and offered burnt offerings with gladness and sacrificed the sacrifice of deliverance and praise. They decked also the forefront of the temple with crowns of gold and with shields, and the gates and the chambers they renewed and hanged doors upon them. Thus was there very great gladness among the people, for that the reproach of the heathen was put away. See, the reproach of the heathen was put away, man. And the reproach of the heathen is going to be put away once again for the elect, because the heathen is going to envy what the Lord is going to give his elect, and they're going to be able to do nothing against that number at all. Let's go here, 26. Let's jump up out of there. Let's go back here. Okay. And we're going to read this here. Exodus 7:18. And the fish that is in the river shall die, and the river shall stink, and the Egyptians shall loathe to drink of the water of the river. Man. Verse 19. And the Lord, Yahweh, spake unto Moses, say unto Aaron, take thy rod and stretch out thine hand upon the waters of Egypt, upon their streams and upon their rivers, and upon their ponds and upon all their pools of water, that they may become blood, and that there may be blood throughout all the land of Egypt, both in vessels of wood and in vessels of stone. This is Exodus 7:20. And Moses and Aaron did so, as the Lord, YAHAWASHI, commanded. And he lifted up the rod and smote the waters that were in the river, in the sight of Pharaoh, and in the sight of his servants. And all the waters that were in the river were turned to blood. And the fish that was in the river died, and the river stank, and the Egyptians could not drink of the water of the river. And there was blood throughout all the land of Egypt. And see, it begins at Wall Street, these unions, the CEOs, and these people all the way up top. But then once the Lord strikes it, it trickles all the way throughout all Egypt. All America is feeling this right now. Even before this strike even gets to its danger point, danger zone, danger zone. But before it even gets there, people are already feeling it at the pump. They see it in the stores. They see it in the prices. They see it in this season. It's not all jolly and the holidays, all that crap. They ain't even singing carols no more. All right. They're done. They're through. They're bugging out. They're feeling it, man. So, hey, it is what it is. It's felt. And the magicians of Egypt did so with their enchantments. And these dudes, these economists and these guys right here say everything's all good. Like the one dude is, I'm looking at the numbers here. He's pretty much, he's telling that dude, I don't give a shit what you say. I'm looking at the numbers and this is going to be bad. America's going to lose $2 billion with a day if this thing doesn't get resolved, man. And I don't give a damn that you got majority of the unions on board. But what about those last 4? That might take your ass all the way out of the game. That's what they were saying. You see? And that's exactly what's going on. This is Exodus 7:22. And the magicians of Egypt did so with their enchantments. And Pharaoh's heart was hardened. Neither did he hearken unto them, as the Lord YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, has said. So these modern day magicians are these ugly ass bankers and economists and these damn media these media owners. They're just lying to the people. They're not giving you every story. They're giving you the stories they want you to hear. But that's why we going on RT and these other alternative news medias and venues, and they're giving us news after news, right? Of what's really going on. Now let's read verse 23. And Pharaoh turned and went into his house, neither did he set his heart to this also. See, Biden and the Biden administration ain't really setting their hearts on what's really going on with the people that's really catching it. Like once they be like, all right, everything's fine, Mr. President. Okay, we're gonna solve it. Okay, cool. He's like, all right. I know there was 12 unions. Okay, you got 8 of them. Okay, cool. All right, you got 8, 9. Okay, that's good. The hell with the other 3, not knowing that the other 3 or 4 can knock your ass out of the game completely. And winter's coming. Come on now. This is verse 24. And all the Egyptians dig. Now, this is going into the actual people. See, Pharaoh just went in his house like, fuck it, whatever. Shit, I'm good, whatever. But the Egyptian people is like, what the fuck is going on? And they doing what they got to do. They getting it how they live. And that's exactly what these American people going to do. When things really get to that point, like my man Joker said, when the chips are down, these people going to eat each other, man. I'm just ahead of the curve. That's it. These civilized people, man, they gonna eat each other. Best believe that. And that's what the Lord is sending here, man. That's what the Lord is bringing down. There shall be no work for Egypt that the head, tail, branch, or rush may do, and that's going to lead to what? Sedition amongst men, invading one another. Many that dwell upon earth shall perish of famine. Exodus 7:24. And all the Egyptians digged round about the river for water to drink, for they could not drink of the water of the river. See, now the modern day Nile that's been struck is the economy. Everybody knows the recession, the economy's slow, is through. Money ain't really moving like it once was, and the money doesn't have the same value as it once did. So it goes to show you people are scrapping and scrounging for whatever little dollars they can get to get what they need, but it's not enough. Let's read in the NLT. Then all the Egyptians dug along the riverbank to find drinking water, for they couldn't drink the water from the Nile. And that's it. So, hey, man, the economy is only going to get worse, and you people will not benefit from this economy slowing down at all. Now, this is a little bit in the article. Members of the Transportation Division of the International Association of Sheet Metal, Air, Rail, and Transportation Workers, the SMART TD, representing more than 28,000 workers, issued a split decision in the vote count announced Monday. Yardmasters, represented by the SMART TD, voted to ratify their contract, but a smaller group of some 1,300 train and engine service members voted against their separate contract. Woo, you see that? Now you need the trains and the engines, the locomotive, to move the things. Hey, it just goes to show you, man. People are digging. Those other groups, with the ratification, they was digging around the Nile just like the Egyptians did for any water to drink, but it still wasn't enough. Call all yim la yah bashmasha barakatah YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI. Now the Lord gonna knock this thing out for its appointed time, and it's gonna cripple and destroy this nation and all other nations that is connected to it. But right now we're talking about America. Exodus 7:25, and 7 days were fulfilled. After that, the Lord had smitten the river. NLT, 7 days passed from the time the Lord struck the Nile. Well, that's a long time that you ain't got no drinking water. Oh yeah, you through. So just like the dude said in the clip, he says, he said, even if you don't come to an agreement, each day that passes, that's $2 billion that the economy is losing out on. Call all Yimla Yahawah Bashim Shai, man. Barakatah Yahawah Bashim Shai, we shall stand. Salakia. Want to get one more for Jake, because Jake, his dumb self, is still going to believe in this stupid place. But it ain't going to come to nothing, man. The Lord is going to be, all right, you can go down to Egypt if you want, but you're going to be through, best believe that. You're going to be done believing in this place. We're going to trust in the Lord, our power. That's what we're going to do. Here we go. Bear with me, brothers. Is it Jeremiah? Here we go. Jeremiah 44:29. Because a lot of our people want to flee from the hail that Jake was catching in our land because they didn't listen to the prophets. Tried to flee into Egypt, and the Lord sent that same plague there. So now our people that want to go back into Egypt, America, they want to go to Biden, they want to go cry to these damn unions or whatever, and you're not crying unto the Lord, you're done. You're done. You are through. This is Jeremiah 44:28. Yet a small number that escaped the sword, because war is coming to this land, shall return out of the land of Egypt into the land of Judah. And all the remnant of Judah that are gone into the land of Egypt, modern day Egypt is America, to sojourn there, shall know whose word shall stand, mine or theirs. The Lord's word is going to stand, not your words, not what you think you're going to do, Israel, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. The Lord is going to have his word stand against you. It's Jeremiah 44:29. And this shall be the sign unto you, shall be a sign unto you, Salakia, saith the Lord Yahawah, Bashim Shai, that I will punish you in this place, that you may know that my word shall surely stand against you for evil. So all you Jakes that are going to die of starvation, hey, you have done it only unto yourself. You have only done it to yourself. And now, before I get that, let me get second Esdras real quick. Second Esdras 16:22. This is going to happen to a majority of people. For many of them that dwell upon earth shall perish with famine, lack of resources, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy, the military might, the warfare, UN troops, foreign troopers, all right, militia groups. And the dead shall be cast out as dung, shit, and there shall be no man to comfort them, no funerals, no nothing. You ain't going to be buried, you're just going to be left where you are. For the earth shall be wasted, and the city shall be cast down. I am legend. All right, let's think about that. There shall be no man left to till the earth, yeah, because people are going to be dead or moving around or captured, and to sow it. The trees shall give fruit, and who shall gather them? Production is going to stop. Everything is going to shut down, man. The grapes shall ripen, and who shall tread them? For all places shall be desolate of men, because a lot of people are going to die in a short space of time. So that one man shall desire to see another and to hear his voice. Communications are going to be cut off. Certain cities are going to be in a blackout, a perpetual darkness. All right, what you think is going to happen to the refrigerated food is going to spoil. What's going to happen to these stores once they're ransacked? No more food is going to come in. You see? Man. And that's it. But while all this is happening, let's go to second Esdras, the second chapter for the elect, and I'm going to close out. Lord's willing, this was an edifying lesson, man, going right in on everything. 2:26. Now this is second Esdras 2:26. As for the servants whom I have given thee, there shall not one of them perish, for I will require them from among thy number, the elect. Be not weary, for when the day of trouble and heaviness cometh, others shall weep and be sorrowful. but thou shalt be merry and have abundance. Going into the elect. All right. And we're celebrating this feast right now, Hanukkah, which it says we had a defense against the heathen. All right. You see? And we were celebrating. We were joy and gladness. Right. And this time we're going to have joy and gladness. We're going to have a defense against the heathen. All right. And victory over the Edomites ultimately. The heathen shall envy thee, but they shall be able to do nothing against thee. Even 2/3 of our people that have become heathens. We told you 2 or 3 times of warning you, all right, of telling you. And since you did not hear, hey, we cast you off as a heathen. Heathen, man. 2/3 are already heathens, and certain of you jakes that have come into this truth and you got hurt, butt hurt. You was weak as hell. You grew up, you was raised by your mama. You fell away as well. You're a heathen. And you're going to envy the elect, but you're not going to be able to do nothing against them. The heathen shall envy thee, but they shall be able to do nothing against thee, saith the Lord, YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM. My hand shall cover thee, so that thy children shall not see hell, the grave. Because many are going to die and perish of famine. How much more children? Women and children go first, and the old, but mainly women and children are going to be the worst out here, other than the elderly. You know, the elderly might clock out real quick, but you women and children, y'all going to be through. But if you're a woman and child of the elect, oh, man, you're going to eat. You're going to have abundance. You're going to be safe. You're going to be sound. You're going to be covered. All right? For the Lord is our helper. Let me get one more scripture. Psalm of what David said. Psalm 37. Yep, Psalm of David. Yep. Psalm 37:25. I have been young, and now I'm old. Yet have I not seen the righteous forsaken, nor his seed begging bread. He is ever merciful and lendeth, and his seed is blessed. That's it. It's the Lord. He is ever merciful. But best believe that this strike and whatever agreements that they don't meet, the more and more that they're at that table, the more and more money that they're losing, and the more and more shipping and handling products of note will be delayed or never to be reached to their destinations. So, hey, with that, giving all praises, glory, and honor unto YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, QADASH, by whom we do function, double honors unto my apostles, my elders, and my teachers, a great millstone that are ruling well and continue to do so. Salutations, peace, and blessings unto the hopeful elect, that house of David. To you brothers out there fighting this good fight of faith, keep it up. And to you sisters doing that which is becoming of women, Shalawam. And to those that are addicted unto this ministry, I say, Shalawam. Lord's willing, this was an edifying lesson. Until the next time, I say Shalawam, on to the next one. Shalawam.